Hi, it's Heath, and I'd like to tell you about one of the best books that I've ever read today. The best community organizing, leadership, and marketing book that I've ever read is a 1971 book written by a political organizer who worked with poor working class people in Chicago and other cities. And absolutely every single one of you should read this book, Saul Alinsky's Rules for Radicals, initially published in 1971, and I believe still in print by Vintage. I first read the book in 1997 or so, early in the development of the Company of Friends Readers Network for Fast Company magazine, and it's also been a useful read for the last two election cycles, particularly the activism leading up to the 2016 and 2020 elections. The overarching point to Alinsky's book is that activism or leadership cannot be self-serving, can't be self-centered, can't be selfish. The best organizers, activists, and leaders meet and serve the needs of other people. That's what they do, and that's the whole point of civil service and of public office, representing and serving your constituents or your team members or your employees or your customers, all of them. And that can also be true in business and marketing. And if we think about it, the best leaders meet the needs of their employees. The best companies provide a needed service or product to their customers. And so serve first and then benefit as a result of that service to your community. The second point of the book is that organizing and activism leverage the process of highlighting and showcasing that something is wrong. There's a problem to be solved, a challenge to overcome, an evil to be fought in purely hyperbolic terms. But also persuading people that they can do something about it, that the problem can be solved, that the challenge can be overcome. And the same is true in leadership, as well as communications, marketing, and sales. The best leaders solve problems. The best ideas help us overcome challenges. And the best products and services do the same. If we think about it further, the worst of each creates problems. And finally, to communicate successfully with anyone, to motivate them, to persuade them, to mobilize them, to organize them, you have to meet them where they are. As a communicator, a community organizer, an activist, or a leader, go to them. Whatever community you are serving or doing business with, go to them. Speak their language. Listen to them until you understand. And then act with them, helping them act as well, teaching them how to act, and acting in parallel on their behalf. So my advice to you, regardless of your role in business, buy a copy of this book or check it out from the library and read it. Politics aside, and it's had an interesting history. It comes out of the left, but it's also been used by the Tea Party. It's also been used by the far right. Politics aside, identify at least one thing, maybe even one of the rules, to incorporate in your own approach to leadership, marketing, and communication. And if you do so, give it some time and then let me know what you decided to implement and what impact it's had on your team, your work, or your organization. So this is the one book that I would recommend if I only could recommend one book. Saul Alinsky's Rules for Radicals. It's important for leaders, it's important for marketers, it's important for community activists and organizers, it's important for politicians and community leaders. Check it out. It's a wonderful, wonderful book.